Stalkings is a crime drama television series that premiered on CBS on November 7, 1991, as part of the network's late-night Crimetime after primetime programming package. Broadcast for 2 seasons until CBS ended the Crimetime experiment in June 1993. The remaining 6 seasons ran exclusively on USA Network until the series finale in April 1999. The show was creator Stephen J. Cannell's longest-running series. Its title is a wordplay on silk stockings. The series portrays the daily lives of 2 detectives who solved sexual-based crimes of passion among the ultra-rich of Palm Beach, Florida. Most episodes were shot in San Diego, California, while others were filmed in Scottsdale, Arizona. Synopsis: Chris and Rita. From 1991 to 95, the lead characters were played by Rob Estes and Mitzi Kapture, as detectives Christopher Lorenzo and Rita Lee Lance, respectively. Early in the series, Ben Vereen played Rita's boss, Captain Hutchinson. Vereen was compelled to retire from the show during the 2nd season due to an off-screen accident, but he returned for a few guest appearances. His successor was L.T. Hudson, played by Robert Gossett, who stayed on until the 3rd season. Chris and Rita's new boss, who would stay with the show for its duration, was Charlie Brill as Captain Harry Lipschitz. Brill would go on to appear in the most episodes of any actor, 129, ahead of Kapture's 101 and Est's 100. He was promoted to the opening credits starting with season 6. Brill's real-life wife Mitzi McCall played Lipschitz's free-spirited wife Franny on the series, and the two provided some occasional comic relief amid the dramatic tension of the storylines. They also appeared in the 2nd season playing completely different characters. Working prominently with Lorenzo and Lance was Assistant District Attorney George Donovan. Various recurring characters came and went, notably Dennis Palladino as mob boss Donnie Dogs DeBarter, John Biner as Cotton Dunn, a cunning but likable con artist, Scott Atkins as Officer Perry, a rookie cop, Kim Morgan Green as Melissa Cassidy, a late-night radio talk show host, sex therapist, and old flame of Chris's, Danny Gans as Roger, a coroner who frequently tried to get Rita to go out with him, Marie Marshall as Solange, a local photographer with a faux French accent who crossed paths with Chris and Rita in the 2nd season, and Lucy Lin, who played forensic expert Dr. Noriko Weinstein. Actress Frida Foh Shen took over Lin's role in later episodes. In the 1st season, it was shown that Rita suffered from occasionally intense headaches, which were caused by a blood bubble in her brain. Rita opted not to have surgery to fix this because it was deemed too high risk. However, as the series went on, this condition was gradually phased out of the plot and was never mentioned again. Estes and Kapture were equal co-stars. The opening credits would alternate, one week showing Estes first and then Kapture, the following week showing Kapture first and then Estes. The opening montage of quick cuts were teasers that suggested the sexy and violent subject matter of the show, but were not taken from any of the show's actual episodes. According to Stephen Cannell, in a DVD extra, they were developed initially as a promo, filmed and assembled by Ralph Hemmecker in a single day of filming, and featuring a leggy blonde actress, model whom Cannell said was named Avalon Jones. In the first 2 episodes of the series, Kapture was shown first, and then Estes. They alternated after that, except for Kapture's final episode, in which she appeared in the opening montage, followed by the 2 new co-stars. 2 off-screen events in the summer of 1995 were pivotal to the show and were worked into the storyline. Both actors were ready to leave the series, Estes to pursue other acting opportunities and Kapture to take time off for her first child. Estes had first flirted with departure at the end of the 3rd season. The season ended in a cliffhanger episode, Dark Heart, with Chris being shot by an obsessed woman, played by Crystal Chappell. Chris was rushed to the hospital in an ambulance as the closing credits rolled. After negotiations, Estes decided to renew his contract, and the fourth season began with Chris' recovery from his near-fatal wounds in a two-part episode, Natural Selection, that was later released on VHS as a 2-hour film. In the fifth season, Chris and Rita's mutual attraction finally moved from friendship to love in a two-part episode in November, called Partners. Nick Okotakis, as Detective Michael Price, was introduced during that episode. Rita, who was promoted to lieutenant, was soon confirmed to be pregnant, and Chris and Rita were married in an early December episode titled Till Death Do Us Part. The next week's episode, The Last Kiss Goodnight, ended with Chris being shot and killed in the line of duty. Capture appeared in one more episode, Dead Asleep. This episode's credits featured Capture, but not Estes, as well as Kokotakis and Tyler Layton, who was introduced in the previous episode as Chris' new partner, Detective Holly Rawlins. Most of the episode, which began with Rita, Harry and Franny Lipschitz, Price, Rawlins and Donovan at Chris' burial, was spent focusing on Michael and Holly's first case. At the end of the show, the grief-stricken Rita spends one final scene talking to Chris at his gravesite, says goodbye to Lipschitz, and leaves the force for parts unknown. Tom and Cassie with Estes and Capture gone from the show, Kokotakis and Layton took over the lead roles. Fans of the show did not embrace the new characters, and they were replaced after that half-season by television veterans Chris Potter and Janet Gunn. Unlike the transition that was played out between Chris and Rita and Michael and Holly, no on-screen explanation was given for Michael and Holly's departure, and fans of the series sometimes refer to them as the Lost Cast. Ada George Donovan was also written out of the series at the end of Season 5, leaving Harry and Franny Lipschitz as the lone holdovers from the Lance and Lorenzo episodes. The detectives moved into an upgraded precinct in Season 7. The romantic chemistry between Potter and Gunn's characters, Tom Ryan and Cassandra Street, John respectively, revived interest in the show and it rebounded in the ratings. After 3 additional seasons, USA cancelled the series in 1999. The final episode of the final season, in spring 1999, placing Tom's career and relationship with Cassie on the rocks, was a cliffhanger with no resolution. Gunn starred as Kelly Cochran in another CBS Primetime After Primetime series, Dark Justice, in 1992 and 1993. She also guest-starred as a murder suspect in a 1993 episode of Silk Stalkings. Cast: Mitzi Capture as Sergeant, LT, Rita Lee Lance, Rob Estes as Sergeant, Chris Lorenzo, William Anton as Assistant DA, George Donovan, Ben Vereen as Captain, Ben Hutchinson, Robert Gossett as LT, Hudson, Charlie Brill as Captain, Harry Lipschitz, Nick Okotakis as Det, Michael Price, Taylor Layton as Det, Holly Rawlins, Chris Potter as Det, Sergeant, Tom Ryan, Janet Gunn as Det, Sergeant, Cassandra, Cassie, Saint, John, Jamie Rose as Jasmine, Catherine Hayworth, Patricia Von Barrow, Jacqueline, Jackie, Webster, Dennis Palladino as Donnie Dogs, DeBarter, John Biner as Cotton Dunn, Ray Bork as Atticus Dunn, Mitzi McCall as Franny Lipschitz. DVD releases. Anchor Bay Entertainment released the first 5 seasons of Silk Stalkings on DVD in Region 1 between 2004 and 2006. As of 2010, update, these releases have been discontinued and are out of print. On October 14, 2009, it was announced that Mill Creek Entertainment had acquired the rights to several Stephen J. Cannell series including Silk Stalkings, Season 1 was re-released on DVD on March 9, 2010. On October 22, 2013, Mill Creek Entertainment released Seasons 6, 7 and 8 together in one collection entitled Stalkings, Seasons 6, 7 and 8. The Ryan and St. John Cases. Streaming. All 8 seasons are available on the video streaming website Hulu.